Peace, peace, black family. So I want to raise a question that will make you think. Now, it might make you uncomfortable, but the question is designed to make you think. And through thinking, through questions and answers, as Neely Fuller Jr. tells us, we are able to solve our own problem. So the question that I have today is, are white people allowing Africans to live on this planet? See, because we often say things like, oh, we are resilient people. If we live through slavery, we can live through anything. If we live through this, we can live through anything, etc., etc. But the reality of it is that white people benefit from our presence being on this earth. There is no racism, white supremacy without the subjugation and the domination of African people. So in my opinion, and I want you to chime in on this, in my opinion, white people benefit from us being on this planet, and therefore they do not want to genocidally wipe out all African people, because they feel that African people are not a true threat. I seen a old video the other day on one of those old talk shows, and a white supremacist was like, what are you gonna do? Go and march and protest? And I was like, yo, I really had to think about that. For a long time, African people, despite some instances, have not truly been an effective threat towards white supremacy. Marching and protesting, it has its place in the system. But for a long time, that's the majority of what we have been doing, marching and protesting. I'm not talking about our ancestors, our warrior ancestors who laid down, chopped off heads, Maroons, Seminoles, Haitian Revolution. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about leading into the 19th century. For a long time, there's been a lot of boots on the ground and signs. And so white supremacy, to some degrees, like that doesn't really affect us like that. It really doesn't affect us like that. It may put a stain on the Constitution and make us look bad as a country, but oh well. Oh well. So the question that I'm raising is, are we truly a resilient people who can live and push through anything, or does white supremacy actually need us to be on this planet so their rulership can exist? Because white people ain't gonna stand for all the mistreatment that black people put up with. We see when white people feel like they're being mistreated, they'll storm the Capitol. They'll hop out the car, police officer pull them over, a white police officer, and be like, why did you pull me over, buddy? And the shoot off will pop off right then and there. Like, white people don't play that. They target judges, they target other white police officers. You see how they was tripping over Trump house being investigated, how they down with the FBI. Like, they not gonna play those type of games. So the question again, am I asking, are we surviving, or are white people allowing us to stay on this planet? Because they need our existence to be here for them to rule, right? This like, why would they want to genocidal kill all black people when they don't really see us as a threat? Because we not creating no scientists to make no nuclear weapons. We not creating no real African revolutionaries to say, okay, we're gonna overthrow their power. That ain't what we doing. That ain't what we doing. The most we doing is entertaining them by sweating. Basketball, sweating on the stage. Like, they don't see no real threat from African people. Not a real threat. Not them AKs coming out of Africa that they gave to them. Not the guns they dropping in Haiti to be killing each other. Nah, they don't see no real threat. And that hurts to say that, but through questions and answers and looking at things from an objective viewpoint and honestly looking at it and saying, I can see that. Take your ego out of it. Take your ego out of it. Because the reality of it is, they need you. They need you. Because who gonna buy them ugly old Balenciaga shoes? Who gonna get disrespected by H&M and still go into H&M and spend hundreds of dollars? Who gonna get disrespected by Gucci and still go into Gucci and spend thousands of dollars and complain about the treatment from Gucci? You, Negro. Your silly behind gonna do that. You're still gonna be the biggest economical joke in the world because you still spending your money with the Arab, with the Asian. They need you, so when they send their Asians to your country, or when they send their Asians to your community, you go up in there and buy all that Chinese rice. You. The reality of it is specifically speaking about the United States, one of the reasons they locked Garvey up is because they didn't want Garvey to take people back to Africa. They realized that Garvey had a strong movement, and that repatriation was a real threat to capitalism. There is no capitalism, there is no racism without people to rule over. So do white people want to kill us and wipe us off the planet? I don't think so, because I don't think white people see a threat in black people. Now you have your average white person here and there who might be a little scared of black people, like, oh my gosh, they're a little rowdy. But as a collective group, they are not scared of African people. They have no reason to be scared of African people. When you are scared of a thing, for the most part, you stay away from that thing. You don't antagonize that thing. You don't go messing with that thing because you feel that there might be some retribution coming back from that thing. White people continuously, this is where the term Karen comes from, continuously antagonize black people because they don't feel it's going to be any backlash for that. Maybe a little bit of protest here and there. This is how much they actually don't feel you. See, we say things like, oh man, they fear us, that's why they shoot us. I don't know. We have to question those things and then create a new reality out of those things. I know that might hurt some people's feelings. Like, man, why you saying, man, they is scared of us? If that makes you feel good. If that makes you feel good. See, the reality of it is these Urugus rather blow up the planet before they relinquish power to anybody else. They rather pass it off to the Asian, to the Arab, or to the white Hispanic before they pass it off to African people. That's a fact. That's why they got these nuclear weapons. So one day, if they truly feel like they are losing power, bam, they're going to hit that button and it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because for them, being under Negro leadership is worse than death. It's worse than death. So do I believe that if there is a real revolution, or if there is a real uphill battle, that Europeans will try to take out as many of us as they can? Yeah. But are they in the process of doing that now? No. I think y'all too sweet. I think we too sweet. We the best thing that happened to them. They could come into any one of our countries. They could come into any one of our neighborhoods in the United States, set up shop, and get rich. Sell us back to us. Take our culture, take all the things that's supposed to be near and dear to us and sell it back to us. Teaching us yoga now. You know what I'm saying? Teaching us hip hop moves. Like, just sell it back to us. The hair, the braids, the weave, like everything. Everything. So are they trying to get rid of us? It may be a soft genocide, but it ain't a full out genocide. It ain't a full out genocide. It may be a miseducational genocide, menticide, whatever you want to put it that makes you feel good. But until African people rise up and rage and create real issues for the European, I don't think so. And that's just something to think about. Hey, I might be totally off. I might be totally wrong. But I don't think we ever looked at it like that before. And that's one of the problems. We look at it from our ego perspective. Man, we survived this. We are strong people. We did this, we did that. Maybe they needed us to survive. Maybe they needed black people to survive. Look what happened when they don't need the Native Americans to survive. When they realized the Native Americans aren't so economically efficient. They can't work as strong as the African. We don't need them no more. Decimate them. Push them to Oklahoma. Okay, just get rid of them. What happened when they realized the Tasmanians weren't going to be any pushovers? Decimate them. A whole ethnic group. The Australian Tasmanians, decimated. Not one living to this day. Anywhere these people have went, anywhere the Europeans have went and realized that you were not a benefit to them, they got rid of you. And the African, unfortunately, is no different. And right now, essentially, we just benefiting them. And that's it. They tolerating us. We benefiting them. And the real solution is, how do we stop benefiting them, benefiting ourselves, cause a real threat to them, right? Economically, socially, psychologically, any way you want to put it, right? Because it's ultimately about our survival. It's ultimately about us making it into the next century. So that's the question I have to raise. And again, like I said, a lot of people might not like that. It might hurt your feelings. It might sting a little bit. But we have to start looking at things objectively. We have to start looking at things harshly. We just can't have this echo chamber. You know, we got to start really dissecting some of these things that we say. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, think black, stay black, love black, support black, and that's real African black power.